Hello, this is Jamie with Creations Misfit, and today I'm going to show you how to make these quick and easy mug rugs or crochet coasters. So what you will need is some cotton yarn. I think that cotton is probably the best, especially if you're going to have a mug or something on there that has heat on it. It's probably best not to use acrylic. So I'm using, I love this cotton, and this is from Hobby Lobby, but you can use any cotton you'd like. And then I'm going to use a 4.5 millimeter hook. If you are a more, like if you crochet more loosely, I would use a 4.5. If you crochet tighter, you could use a 5 millimeter hook. And you'll need some scissors and a yarn needle to sew in your ends. And we will get started. So to start out, you are going to do a slip knot. And then we will chain up 15. So here I have my chain of 15, and I just wanted to say if I'm going too fast or too slow for you, you can change the playback speed in your settings on YouTube and either slow down the video or speed it up. So that way we can accommodate everybody at every speed. And also I wanted to say these measure about, before the fringe, it's about 5 inches in length and 3.5 inches wide. Okay, so for round one, we're going to start in the second chain from the hook. So not this very first one, but the second one. And we're just going to place a single crochet in every stitch across. So just go into every chain and place a single crochet, and you will have 14 single crochet at the end of round one. So you can pause the video and do yours, and I'll meet you right back. And to start round two, actually, if I just wanted to say, if this feels like it's curling or something, don't worry, it will straighten out once we get going. So to start round two, we're going to chain up one and turn our work. And then we're going to go right into that very first stitch there and place a single crochet. And we're going to single crochet all the way across again. So you will have 14 single crochet again in the second round. And I will meet you after the second round is finished. And after round two, we should have 14 single crochet. We're going to chain up one and turn our work to start round three. And we're going to repeat round two. So we're just going to make sure you get into that very first stitch. And it's very important that you're counting your stitches on these because we need a specific count for when we do the cluster stitch. So just make sure that you're getting 14 in each round, and this is our last single crochet round for now, and then we will change it up. So I'll see you after round three. All right, let's move on to round four. So for round four, we're going to chain up two and turn our work. And now this is going to count as a double crochet, this very first chain two. So in the next stitch, we're going to do a cluster stitch. So we're not going to go into this very first one here because this is counting as our double crochet. So go into that second stitch and we're going to do a cluster stitch. So it's really easy to do if you're not familiar. You just yarn over, go into the stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop like you're doing a double crochet, and pull through two. Then you're going to yarn over and go back into the same stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through two. And then go in one more time, yarn over, go into the stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop, pull through two, and then you should have 4 loops left on your hook, yarn over and pull through all 4. If you need to rewatch that, just rewind it a little bit. I will show you again as we do another one. But after your cluster stitch, you're going to chain one, and then we're going to skip the next stitch. So don't go into this one here. We're going to skip that one, and we're going to do a double crochet in the next stitch. So yarn over, go into that next, after the skip stitch, and do a regular double crochet. And this is kind of what it should look like. And don't worry if that looks a little off, it will pull up when we come around for the next round. And then we're going to repeat that from the cluster stitch. We're going to repeat that whole part up until the double crochet 2 more times. So in the very next stitch, we're going to do a cluster again. So yarn over and go into the stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through 2. And that leaves you with two on your hook. Yarn over and go into the same stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop. You have 4 loops, yarn over and pull through 2, and that leaves you with 3 loops. Yarn over for the last time and go into the same stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop. You have 5 loops, 5 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through 2, and you have 4 loops. Yarn over and pull through all 4. And if it feels like it's really tight, just make sure you're kind of pulling up and leaving some room here. That's the easiest way to do it. And then from there, we're going to chain 1, skip 1, and do a double crochet into the one after that. So skip this stitch here, double crochet into the next. And now we've repeated that whole pattern twice. We need to repeat it 1 more time. So we're going to do a cluster stitch into the next, yarn over, pull through 2, go back in, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and go back in, yarn over and pull through 2 again, 4 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through all 4. Chain 1, and then we're going to skip the next one and do a double crochet in the one after that. And that finishes our 3rd repeat of that pattern. So now the last one we have to do a little bit different so that we match it up to this side. So now we're going to do a cluster stitch again. Yarn over and pull through 2, pull through 2. It's just basically like going through and doing double crochets, but you're only pulling through 2 each time until the very last time you pull through all 4. And then we're going to chain 1, and we're going to skip 1 like we did before, but instead of doing a double crochet here, we're going to do another cluster. Whoops. And then we're not going to chain 1, we're just going to go into this very last stitch and do a double crochet. So you should have 1 stitch left. Sometimes it looks a little awkward, but just make sure that you're getting into that very last one and do a double crochet. Okay, so that way it matches the other side, because it's kind of hard to see, but when we started, that chain 2 started or counted as our double crochet, and then we did a cluster right away. So we have to have that on the same side so that there's, I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain, but I worked this up several times with different ones and it wasn't working out. It was like there were holes on this side and not this side and such. So anyway, this is the way it worked out. All right, so that's the end of round 4. So now we're going to chain up 1 and turn our work to start round 5. In rounds 5, 6, and 7, we're just going to do 1 single crochet in every stitch across. But this round, we did those chain 1s, and those are going to count as stitches. We're still having 14 across. So they might be a little bit harder to get into. So I'm just going to do this round with you, or a little bit of this round with you for round 5. So make sure you get into your very first stitch and do a single crochet. Oops, some yarn here. And then the next one, single crochet, and now the next one is going to be where we chained 1. So it's a little bit tighter, it's a little harder to get into, but you have to make sure that you do get into that and don't skip it, because you'll want 14 stitches all the way across. So keep going with your single crochets, and then we come up to another chain 1 there. Make sure you get into that one. Okay, and then finish up this round, round 5. When you get to the end, you're going to chain 1 and turn your work, and then single crochet one in every stitch from round 6 and round 7, and then I will meet you back after round 7. Okay, just kidding, I'm at the end of round 5 here, but I wanted to make it known that you still have to have obviously 14 stitches, but when you get to the end here, you're going to go into the top of this cluster, and that's only the 13th stitch. So if you remember that chain 2 counted as a stitch for us, you have to go into the top of the chain 2 for your 14th stitch. Okay, so go into the top of the chain 2 for your 14th single crochet, and that way it will stay like even on the sides and straight. Okay, so that's the end of round 5. So then you'll chain up, turn, and now it'll be easy just to go into each of the single crochets one time. So do round 6, round 7, and then I'll see you back. Okay, and here we are after round 7. This is about what it should look like. And we're going to go on. So for round 8, we're just going to repeat round 4, which was the round with the clusters. So I'll get you started on that, and then you can finish it up on your own. We're going to chain up 2. Remember that counts as a double crochet. So we don't go into that very first stitch because this is already counting as the first stitch. So we're going to do a cluster in the next stitch. And then chain 1, skip 1, and double crochet in the next. And then we're going to do a cluster in the next. Chain 1, skip 1, double crochet in the next. And remember, we have to repeat that whole pattern 3 times. So we've done it twice. We have to repeat one more time. I'm going to do a cluster here. Chain 1, skip 1, double crochet in the next. Okay, and then we're going to do a cluster in the next one. Chain 1, skip 1, but then we're going to do another cluster first before our double crochet. Cluster here. No chain 1, just go right into that very last stitch and do a double crochet. Okay, and that's the end of round 8. So I'm just going to put the repeat pattern up on the screen for you. We're going to chain 1 and turn. So for rounds 9, 10, and 11, we're just going to do 1 single crochet across again, just like we did for 5, 6, and 7. And make sure that you're getting into the chains, okay, so that you have 14 every time. And then for round 12, we're going to repeat round 4, which is the cluster round. And then for rounds 13, 14, 15, we're going to repeat where we just do chain 1 and single crochet across. Because as you can see, it's just a repeat pattern throughout. We do 3 single crochet rows, the cluster 3, cluster 3, cluster, and then we end with 3. Okay, so that will be your repeat all the way through round 15, and then you can tie off, and then I will come back and show you how to add fringe. Okay, so you can pause the video, finish up through round 15, and I will meet you for fringe. Okay, I finished mine up, and at the end, I'm just going to tie off, so I usually just do a chain 1, leave a little tail to sew in, cut my yarn, and pull through. So that's what your mug rug should look like. And from here, we're going to do some fringe. If you want, you don't have to, but there's a couple different kinds you can do. Like for this one, I just did 1 strand for each stitch count across, and I kind of left it a little bit longer. For this one, I did 2 strands of yarn for each stitch count across, and I cut it short. It's just up to you. I will do what I mirrored on this green one for the purple. So you'll want to cut a couple strands of, or like, 14 for each side at least, or 28 if you want to do two strands for each, maybe about 5 inches long, 5, 6 inches long, something like that. And to add your fringe, you're just going to take your yarn like this. I'm just going to go through a random stitch so it's easier to see. And you just pull up your hook here and pull your yarn through, like pull the loop through, and then you just go around and do like a chain and pull it through and then pull it tight. And then you have your piece of fringe. And once you have it all on there, you can just go through and give it a little haircut to whatever length you want. Now, if you want to do two pieces, you'll cut, make sure that they're about the same length, roughly the same length. And you'll do the exact same thing, but you'll just hold the two pieces together. Okay, so you'll just put your hook through one of these stitches on the bottom, pull this around your finger, and then pull it through. Make sure you have both strands, and then you're going to wrap around and chain and pull that through. I'm not going to pull it through because I'm only doing one here, but it's the same thing for both. So then you will have whatever kind of fringe you want and you're finished. So thank you so much for watching. I hope that you like this video. Please comment below and let me know how it worked out, or what kind of yarn you used, what colors you did, if you have any suggestions for me. I also do have a lot of videos on here, so if you'd like to take a look through my channel and subscribe, you'll get notified for any new videos that come up. I have a lot of stuffies coming, a lot of stuffies up right now. I have blankets, stitch patterns, or stitch tutorials, all kinds of patterns for bags and hats and scarves and everything you can think of. So please take a look and subscribe if you'd like. And thank you so much for being here. I hope that you have a great day and enjoy your mug rugs.